Where are you now? I'm waiting here. Sing for me sweet lullabies. Bright nights, I'm everlasting dark some days. Bright nights, I'm wearing the stain you made on me. And I wait, and I wait, and I wait, and I wait for the bright nights to lead my way through the maze. Where are you now? I'm waiting here. Sing for me sweet lullabies. Savior, I'll stay inside the lines. Don't let my prayers go unanswered now. Bright nights, I'm everlasting dark some days. Bright nights, I'm wearing the stain you made on me. And I wait, and I wait, and I wait, and I wait for the bright nights to lead my way through the maze. Savior, free me from myself. I'm sailing, closing in a darker place. Savior, help me to unwind. I'm waiting here. Relieve me from my worried mind. Bright nights, an everlasting.
Alrighty. Welcome, Emmett. Pretty interesting enough. When I saw that name pop up, I have a nephew named Emmett, but it's spelled differently. But you still have a good subject to discuss. I do have actually some SE discussion points today. But welcome. It is Friday. It is Dad Random Friday. I'm just double checking to make sure my audio is working well. I just got to monitor myself really quick. Perfect. All right. I just want to make sure I'm not clipping. So if I clip, just let me know. I'm getting really close to clipping, so maybe I'm going to drop it down a little bit right there. Right about there. All right. In case I pop. Ooh, there it is right there. That was a little clip. But welcome. Friday, we usually ramp up. So just know that because it's Friday, we start out slow. And what I want to do is talk a little bit about some things that went on Tuesday. Kai and I talked a little bit about, we were talking not a lot about the Integras. I just finished another video, which I'm going to finish. I have a little bit of tweaking to do with some flight, input, flying a Cadix system and setting up a Cadix system right here to be compatible with all of your gear. So this is not an easy process, but it's damn worth it. And Kai Friedrichsen, Lone Star, who is the brains behind our partnership, we've been kind of working through the problems of the setup and the tweaking of the Cadix, the Air Unit 03, and the Air Unit 1, and getting it working with all of your quads. So the cool thing is that, let me put this little screen share up here. I just got to get this right there. Not that, right there. That all of this gear right here can now function together. And you can fly every single bird, your DJI bird, with this gear. No more, you can get rid of your controller 1, and you now can fly completely goggles 2, goggles. These are the goggles 2 Pro. I've got my Integras downstairs because I'm using them right now. I actually was flying this little bird right here and trying to get this set up. And so Kai helped me do that. So there's quite a few settings you have to go through. And what I think we'll do is I'll talk a little bit about it today, but if there's anything that, my audio is clipping, let me turn that down. Clipper, no clipper. There we go. There's a clip. Right. Okay. Right there. Thank you. So anyway, so right here, there are a bunch of issues that you have to tweak out, and it's not like a simple process, and I think it'll eventually get there. But right now, the cool thing is whatever controller you like. I mean, some people don't like this one. I personally like it. Okay. I'm going to be flying with a couple of different controllers. Kai is actually taking this project over here. This is the rebirth of Mr. Croc, and you can see that we put on the antennas, and we've moved them out the back. The GPS has got to be reconnected. We made it longer, a little bit longer, to stick that GPS out, but it's going to have a proper set of 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 antennas. And this one's already, that one's all ready to go, I believe. I think I flashed the firmware on that one. I don't know if I can. No, I did not flash the firmware on that one. But this flight controller needs to be flashed with 4.4.1. This one was flashed with 4.4.1. So this one's working. This is an F45. I think that, yeah. No, this one's an F45. So and this one is, I can't remember. I don't know. I'm gonna fumble over my this is an all-in-one flight controller. So ESC and all-in-one. The one thing I didn't do with this one is I have not converted this over to BlueJay. So I'm gonna flash the ESC on here to BlueJay. Which will give me a few more features that I can do with power management. This one over here is ready to go. She's already flying, but it needs some PID tuning. So one of the things on Betaflight you can do is to do some PID tuning. So I haven't done that yet, but the big message, the big Friday message is it works. And if I can do it and I can, struggle through the process and get it to work, then obviously you guys that have a lot more experience than me are going to be able to do it no problem. So, hey, Sergio, Fly Zone. Hey, how you doing? There's a pro coming in. But anyway, I've got it to work. I think now Kai has he's got the answers to a couple of Betaflight issues. And like I said, we'll bring those up on Tuesday so he can answer them. But it's not a simple flash sometimes with Betaflight. There are all kinds of weird things, kind of like ghosts still in the system. And it's but it works when it finally is working. You get more pixels to digitally set up your OSD with this. So your OSD platform is much bigger. So it's not as, you get more bits for your OSD. My camera works great. I took this out. You'll see in the video that I did. You'll notice that if you do watch that video I put out, you'll notice that I had a little bit of trouble with the GPS at first with this one. It had been a while since I've flown it, and the GPS was not immediately working well. It was taking a while for it to get linked. And finally I did get this thing linked, and the second flight I took, everything worked great. Okay. So I'm going to have to do a little tweaking. I'm going to have to I thought I set it up so you didn't need satellites to take off. I think I did, because otherwise I couldn't have taken off. But I did. I took off the first time without satellites, and it took forever. I was dang near done with my flight. My flight was short because I was just testing it out. And everything was working great, except for I hadn't flown 4S in a long time. And this little bird here, if you're used to flying 6S and you go back to 4S, you have to it's like Yoda. You have to relearn what you've learned. You just don't get that extra punch. This one I will. So this one, when I get this out, this little 3-inch, this one I have not flown yet. I flashed the firmware on this one. I've got 4.4.1. It works. I set up the OSD on this one, but I haven't set up the controller yet. So I haven't set up my controller functions yet. So I'm still trying to figure out how I want to do it, because with this game style controller, you've got the rockers, you got the rocker switches. So we go back here to the main really quick. So with this one, you've got those, you've got the rocker switches, and everybody has a different idea of what they want to do with those. right now I have this as this is my arming switch. This one up here I have on GPS rescue right here. So this will actually bring it back and it'll land. This switch here is my mode switch. So that's my air or manual. There's that's angle, and then that's horizon mode up there. This one right here is my beeper. So this will be down when I take off. Both of these switches are down. Just like when I had my black controller, I brought all my switches down, and then that's the way I started. And then if I go into beeper mode, then I bring it up here, and then I'm in failsafe right to the top. So this is my panic switch right there, and bring it all the way up. I got 2 panic switches, and that's kind of been messing with me, because if I accidentally touch this switch, it goes into GPS rescue. So I have to you have to make sure when you set up your OSD that you set it up so you know what's going on. Set up your alarms and your alert so you know if you're in your modes, so you know if you're accidentally in failsafe. So anyway, I'm still learning this setup, and I'm going to be switching over in just a couple of, maybe a week or two, because 2 of my quads, my long range AOS 5. So I really love the AOS 5, by the way, the AOS 5-inch. That one will be flying. That will be on Express LRS. So, and Kai's we're gonna walk through that process. So he's got my ELRS module right now. He was kind enough to gift that with me, and this one's the X-Lite. The X-Lites are pretty easy to get. They're not very expensive right now, but they're FR Sky. But I have the ELRS module, so I'll be learning with this. So I'll have some proper Hall gimbals, and it'll be nice. It has a little bit more grip to it. So I'll probably end up liking this one a little bit better. I think Kai said that the batteries didn't last very long on this one. It has the regular switches. So here's my 3 position switches. I'll set it up the same way. This will be my mode switch. This will be my beeper, I believe. I don't know what I'm going to do with this. I guess I could put GPS rescue down here so I could just do a GPS switch. And this one down here will be my arming switch. So we'll have it just like that, I think. I think that's how we'll set this one up. But yeah, like I said, I have an ELRS module that Kai's working on right now. He's taking some of the bugs out of Mr. Croc. So, all right, let's get to the chat here a little bit. Chat a little bit. Hey, Hayden's here too. So let's say hi to everybody. So it's me, your son, Hayden. Just wanted to give you a big shout out and say, hope your drone streaming is tremendous. Yes, brought to you by ChatGPT. So yeah, he's in the law practice, so he's been converting himself over to ChatGPT to help write all the different briefs and crap you got to write. You have to write all kinds of stuff, but almost all of it's already been done before. So all you got to do is ChatGPT it, and then you tweak it. So that's what he's in the process of doing. But that's my kid there. That's my old kid. Is that weird though? It says, I blame Maddie for getting me hooked on air. I'm going to go back. You're talking about Crossfire. I actually was going to go, and I think Kai was going to go Crossfire, and Crossfire is still the thing for most of us that have been doing it for a long time. And if you're already a Crossfire, there's no reason to change. You've got the Crossfire, mini modules. You can do everything that ELRS is. It's just less expensive to do the ELRS route. Just a little bit less expensive. It gets into cost, I guess. But let's go and say, Emmett, hey, welcome. Emmett is from Australia. He's joining with us. My daughter was out that way. She wasn't in Australia. She was in the country just to the right of you. She was in New Zealand for a while, in Raglan, New Zealand, right south of Auckland, I think. So really enjoyed it. She loved it there. It was a really awesome experience and trip. Her boyfriend's from from New Zealand. So, but okay, so I want to answer Emmett. Emmett, I'm going to help you out here real quick. I know I had to do a little intro here, but I want to talk a little bit about the SE with him because he was here first, and you guys can chat. We'll chat. We'll get back to the stuff here, because I do want to tell you a little bit about my experience and some of the things that were hiccups that I ran into when I was setting up my, especially beta flight. Beta flight was very tricky for me because I'm not a very long student of beta flight. So let's quickly go over to the I did bring my SE. Okay. This is my new little bird. And one of the things, Emmett, I'm going to show you really quick that you can get for cheap is this little boy. Okay. This is my charger that I use, and it wasn't around when these minis first came out, when the Mini 2 first came out, but it's a digital charger. Look at that. It tells you what all of your batteries are, the percentages that they're at. Okay. It's really cool, really handy. So you take it out, and then it also works as a power block. So you got now you've got a 2, 4, 6 cell power block. So pretty nice, isn't it? Okay, 7-volt power block there, I guess. That's what's probably coming out of here, right? So I recommend this. These are about $35, okay? And I'm a huge fan of these batteries, just to be quite honest. So talking SE, I'm a huge fan of the old batteries. These are very inexpensive. They hold a charge forever. So once you charge this thing up, these other 2 batteries will auto discharge. Okay. So the LiPos will auto discharge. This one won't. So you go flying and you get to the flying field, and these 2 are at 70% and this one's at 98% every time. Okay. Which ones are you going to fly with? You're going to fly with these. Okay. So probably the biggest question I get is, this one here, it brings me over the weight limit. I'm not worried about that. Okay. Not because it's such a small, infantile over the weight limit that it really, if you're looking at the spirit of the law and the letter of the law, it's compliant. So it's just a battery choice that's safer sometimes. If you get into heavy winds, then make sure that you check your batteries, and you want your lighter lithium ion pack. Sorry. But other than that, you'd want to go with the XT, the 18650s, in the I think you can get these as down as much as $17 now for one of these. So I would just get a bunch of them, charge all these up, and then stick them in your bag, take them out of your power block. Okay. But this thing's $35. I really recommend it. This is Sinova. Let me just give you the, let's see, charging hub. But there is there's the, let's see if I can get it to focus in for us right there. Charging hub. I have my autofocus off, so I really suggest that you get this. I bought the bag separately. I did not buy the Flymore kit. Save yourself some money. Don't buy the Flymore kit. Buy everything separate. Find deals on everything. The other thing I really recommend is that you put some kind of prop guard on. This one doesn't squash down the props. Here, let me show you another trick. A lot of people don't know that that the master air screw stealth props have a little bit different rake to them. They're a little bit different. So let me show you what I mean by that. So if you look at the bottom, you see how the props are all sticking up? If you take these props from the original props, they'll be lower and they'll be more close to the body. Okay. when you put them. So that's why it's important to have something that holds them, but doesn't push them down and deform them. Okay. But I really like these props. I'll never, ever change the props out ever. So once I put these on, they'll be on there for the life of the quad. And the life of the quad for me is probably 6 weeks. So, let's see. I'm going to off work at 9 a.m. Yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, just watch the replay. But anyway, get yourself your own. Let me just finish that for him. So when he checks it out later, get yourself your your own props. I suggest these if you're worried about noise. If you're not worried about noise, stay with the stock. Okay, can't go wrong. If you have a printer, I suggest you print off one of these. This is just on Thingiverse. It's just a prop guard. And then I just took some Velcro that I had, and I just fed it through, and this is my prop guard. So I just lightly put it down. You don't have to smash everything in there. You don't want to smash it. You want the prop guard to just cover things. Okay. So there's that. This is my 1, 2, 3. This is my 4th mini. This is my 4th mini. I've owned all of them, and I've loved every one of them. They've all brought something new to the table. No, I bought my 5th mini because I also had the SE, the 1 SE. This is my 2nd SE. So do that. Make sure you got that. Make sure you got a good card in there. Last thing, and then I'll be off the mini kick. Okay, because I know a lot of us are not interested in the mini SE. I like it. I have very little invested in this, and so it makes me want to keep it. I don't have to go and cash out with it, because I need some extra to say buy a, like the new LR4. I'd really like to buy the new LR4, but hey, we'll come back to that because I think I'm going Cinewhoop. Okay, instead, I really like the Cinewhoop. And then I kind of talked about it last time. But if I'll bring it back up if you did not see that. Okay, the other thing that I did, you might have already seen here. Let me just put the screen share up. The other thing I did was I got a tablet holder because a lot of people are crying about, the phones. The tablets do not. Here, let me go ahead and put this up. The tablets don't. Here, let me just move the camera over here. So the tablets don't have the same screen dimming issue. So I suggest and recommend you buy one of these. These are basically a tablet, a tablet bracket. And I had these for all of my N1 controllers. And the reason why I like this, okay, first of all, with the tablets, you got to, switch over to the USB-Cs. But the reason why this is my choice, let me just get that thing in there, push that down, is this completely will collapse up. So this will go like this. This will collapse down to this, and then it folds flat. So then you can take this controller and shove it in your bag, and now you got everything you need. It's super, super efficient, this setup I've got. So you can go on a plane with this. I'm going to be traveling. I'm going to be traveling in a little bit with this. Here, hold on here. Let me just go check there. I'm going to be traveling in a couple of days. I might bring this with. I don't know yet whether I'm going to do it because I have to. I haul it. I have to carry it through the airport, and then I can't. I don't check it in, so I just carry it onto the plane, just so it's not a problem. I can just stick it through the airport security. But yeah, I bought the bag for $15. I bought I think $15 for the controller doodad. I think about I think the master air screws are about $12 bucks, $17 something. Come with all the screws, and they all have Loctite on them. And then probably the most I've got invested is batteries. I got a kit with a single battery, and I bought a second battery, and then I bought this one on eBay. So there it is. There's my mini setup. And yeah, is this, okay, so say I want to get a 4K bird, okay? That this is not, I'll just go buy the drone only, okay? I'll just go buy the drone only kit, and that'll be it, okay? But one of the things that I always do anytime I get one of these kits, that freaking really big pain in the A freaking strap, I freaking take a scissors and I cut that sucker right off, so I can, have a bag without a giant freaking strap hanging. I wish DJI would just take that thing and just, at least allow clips or something so you can unclip it and take the strap off. But there it is right there. Any of my documentation and all that stuff. Right there. There's all my DJI documentation. I got my FAA stuff in there, and anytime I need a chart or something, I throw that in there. Hey, anyway, that's my mini setup. That's the mini kit. And I just bored the crap out of everybody on a Friday because nobody in here is a mini fan. Let me give your, but everybody wants to be FPVing. Okay. But yes, big day for the Diatone. I have not flown this forever because it just wasn't convenient to fly it. And now it's super convenient to fly all these birds. So now every one of my quads can be flown with the same gear. And you guys that have been flying FPV for a number of years, especially you guys that were back in the analog days, you flew a lot of analog. Some of you guys have flown way more analog than I've flown drones, period. But some of you guys, all of you guys had your go-to goggles. You had your go-to controller and your whatever you were using, whatever protocol you were using, and that was your kit. And you went to the flying field and you could fly 10 different drones with that same gear. And you were so familiar with it, the setup was easy. That's what I'm trying to do with this stuff. Okay. I'm trying to make my life simple. And DJI, when they came out with the goggles too and said it was going to be compatible, and they allowed you to use your controller too, did everybody a favor that had all of their gear. So now you just got to figure out how to turn it on, okay, or set it up. All right. Couldn't see the battery info. Let's see. Oh, the battery. Oh, you mean on the battery pack there, David? Okay, David. Here. Let me put a link on there for some of this stuff. So as we're kind of goofing around today, on our Friday, let me go to eBay really quick. Actually, okay, here. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to use Amazon because I can put shorter links on there. Okay. I don't mean to do Amazon just so I can freaking send you guys. You can buy it from anybody what you want. I'm just going to give you the gear, and then I'll put the links on there, and you can just look at the link and decide what you want to do at that point. But this is the Sinova Mini 2, battery charger. There it is. There's what we're looking for. And I'll put on the one that's closest to what I've got. I'm gonna see if I can find the one with digital. If I can't find the digital, you can find it on eBay, but I'll give you an idea what it looks like. I thought you could find it on here. This is the 2 battery charger. Okay. And it'll charge both battery types. Okay. So this is the $20 version. Okay. So if you're interested in that, this is the $20 version. And I'll put that up for you. Five, yeah. So there's for 2 batteries, battery charger, $25. Guys, the gear is so cheap. It is so dang cheap. There. So this is the link for that. This is the two cell Sinova charger. There it is right there. That's not the one I've got. That's not the digital one. I just wanted to get you to the brand, and then you can go from there. Because I may or may not be able to find it, but they're only like $20. They're usually like $45. They're when they were being sold originally, they were pretty expensive. Do you think about the GM2? You want to buy it? I'm talking about it. Andrija Merrick. I'm talking about it right now. I'm a huge fan of it. So when you go back and look at the stream at the beginning, this right here is the Mini SE. I've flown all of them. I've owned all of them. And just to show you the kit, I just will open it up. That's the kit right there. How it's basically filled, and then what I'm doing is dropping some links so you can find this. I don't know if the eBay is the only place. I'll check eBay for you guys too. Okay. So that's the I paid $35 for that. It took a while to get it, because it comes right from China. So it looks like Amazon doesn't have it. I bet you eBay does. Here, I'm going to look it up really quick, and I'll give you that one. So that's that one. The other one I just showed you was, the one I showed you was only $23. Let me see if I can find there's a gazillion of them on here. Let's go to I'm going to go really quick to the stuff that I bought for you guys. Let's see, buy again. Yeah, I better log in. All righty. So now it'll find it for me really quick. Here it is. 34.48. Here, let me show you on the screen. So here's the one that I'm basically using right here. So this one's it says 99 cents shipping, but this one right here. So that's the one that I would get in a second. Comes with a couple of charging cables. You can use that as a charging brick. Here, let me put that up there. Copy, paste that on there. This is the 3 battery Sinova. I think it's no, this isn't Sinova. I'm just gonna say digital. Mini 2 battery charger. Okay, so if you have a mini, that is what you want. You want to get that. Okay, and there's probably more than one seller of that. So let's see, is that a magnifier and light and stand? I got garbage. I got a lot of junk there. Yeah. This thing right here. It's I don't know if I recommend it. I don't know if I recommend this. I would rather have a big one. As you can see, I have trouble seeing as it is. This does work for a lot of things. So if you got to do some stuff really small, it's got the little, it's got a light that's built in. You see that? It's got the LED in there. LED is not as bright as it could be, but it does work. So if you're doing little parts and you need to do, get the grips on there, works good. So you can get your flight controller in there and throw your wire on there, get it set up and hit it. This works good. And then you got a place to stick your soldering iron right there too. Guys, I'm low budget, man. I'm really low budget. So link to that soldering light and stand. I'll see if I can find one. Here's one. If I could make it better. Now this one actually is better than the one I got. I didn't pay a lot for it. Oh, here we go. This one actually has a much bigger magnifying glass. The one I got doesn't. That's my biggest problem with it. Check this one out. This is $18, but when you pay. All right, here, let's look at these. This is all I know from my experience in this. Okay, I would rather have something like this on the right, this big magnifying with a big light, and I'd rather have the jaws separate. So I would, here's one with the alligator clip on it and stuff. And you can see that this one is like $70. It's probably better. But the problem is the magnifying glass is too small for most of us. So there's a lot of different versions of that. But my recommendation is, if you're soldering a lot, is that you get one of these right here, $24. You get the big light. Okay, with that puts out a lot of light, because you can never have enough light when you're soldering, right? And the other thing you need, here, let me put a bunch of things on. I'll throw the one that I got up there. This one actually is a better version of mine, because this one actually has the light is separate, so you can. So let me show you this one. These are like $25. So here's this little puppy. Let's see here. Let me go back. Soldering light and stand. So this one's a lot like mine. They're like $28. Okay. This one seems like it has a bigger light. I would try this one. It has the helping hands on it. Let's copy that. Yeah, the alligator clips, and this one you can slide them in and out, but the magnifier is bigger, and that's huge to have that. And this one's also ball mounted. Do you see that? So it doesn't have. Yes, there's fewer moving parts. So I would use this one here. I would recommend this one. Here, let me put this on. This is a magnifier and gator clips. Okay. There you go. That's a massive URL right there. That's taken like a day and a half to let's see if I can share that. Save seller. Yeah, but anyway, I'm gonna share here. Here, let's give you this one. Let's see if it's shorter. Enter. Yeah, there you go. There's one. So that's this one right here. And then this is the one everybody's got their own way of doing this stuff, like this thing right here. This just looks like it has too much stuff going on. You see how the light though is separate? And then it has that other extra magnifier to get really close to stuff. If you're getting stuff that small, I think that's overkill. But I do like the fact that it has that light that you could put sideways. So if you're looking straight down, but you can angle the light. So that's this one right here. So now this is what if I were to do it over, okay? And that's where we're going to right here. Is I would go to this puppy right here for sure. I would rather have this big freaking light on my desk, and there will be one on my desk soon. Now that I've seen this is only $24, but you see how big it is? See the guy there working? You see how big that is? It gives you a bigger field of view. We mostly, when we're working on stuff, we don't need to see teeny. We need to see just bigger. Okay. Obviously flight controllers are very small and all of that stuff. So it says, I took the new Cinerace 20 out today. Just sucked it up. All the bugs in the ducts are filled with bug guts. So you have the Cinerace 20? I'm thinking about getting the Cinerace 35, the Cinerace 35. So here, let me put this one up too. I'm gonna share this one, and this one is magnifier. All right, light only, and so there you go. So now you have both. Okay, so you got two different two options on there. Yeah, I am a huge fan of the Cinerace, the Axis flying Cinerace, and I'm having a heck of a time. I'm having a heck of a time finding it sometimes. So what I did was I'm so in love with this thing that I did this. I actually have a link to it, so I could go right to it. So there he is. There it is. There's. Oh, look at that. Every time I go there, they entice me with a $10 coupon. And there it is. So that's what I want. That is, to me, it's got O3. It's got prop guards. This one you can actually get with the LEDs if you want it to glow blue. And you can get it with a GPS in it. So the Flyroo Cinerace. All right. Okay. I get them all. This one's what they call it, the Cinebot, or they've got so many damn names for these things. No, yeah. I'm the Cinewhoop drone. I don't know. The Cinebot is cool too. So yeah, Cineon. So there you go. That's the name. I can never remember this. Okay, here, let me share this with you guys so you can look at it. But to me, this is really sexy. This is a really freaking sexy freaking bird. Okay, so now this isn't the one I want. So I'm going to go and I'll show you the one that I really like. Now, if I could get this ELRS, it doesn't come with GPS. Okay. I want it all. I want ELRS and GPS. So the one right now, if I just had to get it now, I would have to buy this one over here. It does come with TBS in that, but I'd have to get it without an RX. So I'd have to use the setup I'm showing you, and it's 570, and then I'd make it 6S. That's exactly how I'd set it up right there. So that's let me see if I can save a link there. Let's see, product tag. I guess I could use this one right here. But this is the the 35. So okay, so the person that's going to buy this. So this is the Cinerace. So this is the Cinerace. Now I keep calling it Cinerace. It's the Cineon. Cineon. Gosh almighty. Cineon 35 V2 V2 yeah, 3.5 inch, okay? And yeah, this is going to be heavier than, you know, that's going to be over the weight limit, whatever, you know. Let's see, let me just, weight is, let's see, specs, 310 grams. So it, just without a battery, it's 300 grams already. So this thing will be about a 420 gram bird when it's got a battery in it. It's basically a 1500 you're putting in there. So that's going to bring the weight up another, 80 grams or something like that. So that's what I've been really, really excited about. And now this is not, it doesn't have now you see right there, it's got the floating camera deck. I think. Is that floating? I can't remember if this, I think it does have the floating camera deck. Other than that, it does have this is, because it says super wide, no inclusion. It says no, no vibration, but this is a little tiny vibration dampener right there. And there's one on either side. So it sits in that little tiny aluminum, and that's aluminum. So it's in a very, very strong enclosure. So here, did I get there's David? Hey, David Woods, how you doing? I'm going back through the chat. I'm going to give you some moderation. Adria, let's say Adria. So yeah, buy it. I'm saying buy it. Buy it. Buy the Mini 2 SE. Buy it. And don't ask me 100 more times. Or we're going to moderate your butt out of the freaking chat. But yeah, so anyway, so we're, that's kind of the place I want to go. I really like it. It's funny because not too long ago, none of us wanted prop guards, and we were worried about performance, and prop guards were a pain in the butt, and now we all want our prop guards back, which is actually really funny. That we're doing that, but those are my projects right there. This is, that's what I got going on. This is my world. These are my minis. Now I said my 5-inch, Kai's got my 5-inch. That one's a 6-inch, and I'm excited to get that one, but I just got to get the GPS back in gear, and I've got to get a couple of SMA stubbies for that one. So this was kind of interesting because we bought the wires. Here, let me make it bigger. We bought the wires too long. They're 20 centimeters. So they're really long. And there's really nothing you could do. You couldn't extend it out any further, but it's like the perfect distance, for these. So I'm just gonna tie these ends and throw a stubby on in each one. And then I've got to extend my battery. This is the battery. This is the GPS, and these got to tie together. So I should just do it now. Just clip them and do an old-fashioned pigtail on them. But I could, but I'd have to solder them all. But I just got to get I just had to lengthen it out to get the GPS good. But this puppy's it's a beast. So that's a F722 Goku. Okay. And yeah. And I think Kai said that it's got a 35 amp ESC and everything. I think it's what it's got on there. And everything's in there. But so she's a work in progress. She's almost done. Oh, and this one does have Bluetooth. So you can Bluetooth it right to your phone with Betaflight. So very nice. Full air unit. So you can get, full 1080p if you wanted to do the recording that way. Would I like to have an 03 air unit in here? Yeah. Yeah, duh. We'll get there. This might have an 03 air unit. So we'll get there. It's just, it's a hobby, right? So let's see. I just got my Emax Cinehawk set up today with 03. Yeah, the Cinehawks are nice. I never got into the Emax stuff. I wanted to. I really like the 3.5 incher that they got. And the Cinehawk is a nice looking bird too. So I think everybody's kind of going that way. We're all trying to fly close to stuff. So we all want to have the you know, the protection for our props. And it is nice. And they're getting better. Like that 3.5 inch. I mean, this this bird here is gonna freaking fly miles. Yeah, I'm gonna throw a big old freaking battery on it. You don't have to put a camera on it. This camera freaking mount is just a waste. And if I do put a camera on there, I'm gonna put this bad boy on top of there. So if I do want to put a DJI camera on the top of that with a really good DJI quality lens, which is what it's already got anyway. That puppy's going on it right there. And we're gonna put the Action 2 on it. The most misunderstood camera in the history of all cameras. The Action 2. I got it. I've always wanted to have it. I still use it for different things, and it's light. It weighs. I forget what it weighs. Hold on here. Let's throw it on the scale. I can't remember what the Action 2 weighs. Let's find out. So you stick the Action 2 on your quad, and you want to keep, you know, we're all trying to keep it light, right? We're all trying to keep that weight down. So let me see here. Put that on the scale here. I'll show you in a second here. I just want to get it to zero out. It sticks on there. So let's see what it says. Let's put this camera out here. Let's get the on here. Let's move my side camera out. There we go. So 68.48 grams. That's what she weighs. I'm gonna actually get a desk cam or a desk one of those document cameras. They're really cheap right now. So chat is disabled. I usually have the chat on. Maybe I'll leave the chat on for the last couple minutes of our stream. Here, let's go ahead and get the display back on. Display capture is back on. And I just got to throw here. Let me see if I can find my chat. Let's get there. Let's copy that. I love OBS. It's so much fun. Properties. Put it in there. There. Hit OK. There it is. There we are. There you guys are. Told you I could do it. I knew we could get you guys up in there. Usually I'd put the chat up right away. So it does cover up our image a little bit. But yeah, so we've covered a lot of ground today, haven't we? There's just so much stuff that let me go back main, okay. But when they've changed the software and they opened up the compatibility for this stuff, it just changed everything. And then they dropped the cost of the goggles. They listened to us then, and then they made the goggles backwards compatible for the FPV, the AVATA, and every Caddx DJI Caddx unit, the air unit. You can fly all of it, and all of it can be flown with that controller. I mean, they did everybody such a huge favor. So now anybody getting into FPV can take one controller. If they want to go get fancy, they can, obviously they can go a different direction. It's time to eat. Hold on here, guys. I gotta, hold on here. I gotta. That was the dinner call. But yeah, hey Mountaineer, thanks for popping in. Hey Eric here, I have not moderated you. Let me moderate Eric here. Thank you for joining us, Eric. Let me go back here. Yeah, I've still, if you have not watched Mountaineer, go watch his stuff. Go watch him fly his freaking quad into a freaking tree. David Woods. Let's put you. Let's moderate you. Andrea. That could be Andrea. Merrick. That must be Andrea because usually the J is silent. Thank you for popping in. Let's see. Already got David. I already got you moderated. I got Andrea. Let's see. I already got him moderated. And well, we almost put him in freaking jail with all the, hey, what do you think about the, and Hayden, thank you for popping in. Have Drones Will Fly. I blame Maddie for getting me hooked on Crossfire. So thank you. Have Drone Will Fly. We always appreciate you popping in. Okay. Pop in Tuesday. If you have any more questions, okay. I know I wasn't able to cover all of the things I needed to cover, like the beta flight issues. Okay. We'll cover it with Lone Star's channel on Tuesday. The connection, the goggle settings, all of that stuff, you have to kind of work through the steps. The first thing you do is everything needs to be updated to the latest firmware. First thing you do, I'm just going to give you a quick tutorial. Update everything, including these. This all has got to be updated. And then you got to update your flight controller. And if you really want to get crazy, update your ESC, okay? And you literally create a whole new experience. If you want the cool music, flash Blue Jay on your ESCs, okay? But there's a process to that. So, and then, like I said, once you get 4.4.1 in beta flight, then you got to go in and you've got to save all of your settings, take pictures of everything, all of your settings. Dump your CLI, make sure all your CLI is basically in a folder protected. And then you flash, I mean, it's as simple as auto detecting your flight controller board, and it flashes it for you. It's so nice. And then you got to go back and reconfigure everything. You got to put your controller settings in. You have to set it up whether you're using your DJI controller. Then you got to set up your motor protocols. You got to do all of that. So it gets really, really time consuming, but it's worth it, right? It's worth every minute of it. Guys, I got to go. Thank you so much for hanging out. I really do appreciate it. I apologize that I got to go, but it is Friday, and yeah, thumbs up if you get a chance. I would greatly appreciate that. But check out the Tuesday stream with me and Kai. Do I have a Lone Star UAV? I usually have a Lone Star UAV. Let's see if I got that. Where is it? I don't have it up. That's not one of my ducks. There's my duck. There's that. Anyway, but check out Lone Star's channel on Tuesday. We'll be together. All of the questions and all of the setup issues, they need to be recorded. And I would love to get Kai to walk through and create a tutorial, but if I can learn it from him and he doesn't want to do it, then I'll do it. I'll walk through it. I'll create a list of things you need to take into consideration. We'll get up on beta flight and we'll flash the firmware onto and then we'll look at all the settings, because it would have been helpful to me. And then you have to know where all these switches are, because they're different. They're the same, but they're different online. You have to know, which big button is, a two position switch, which one's a 3-position switch, that kind of stuff. Which aux is it? Aux 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, you got to know those. And then you got I think this button too, actually, you can set up for turtle mode. I do believe you can do that. I just haven't done it. It actually has an aux number. But I'm out of here. Thank you guys. Have a good one. Have a great weekend, by the way. Thanks for joining us today. We really, really, really appreciate it. All of you guys that are in that chat right there behind me. I wish what I need to do is take myself and and do a green screen, and I could put the chat behind. But all right, we're out of here later. And well, let's do the outro. Let's do the space outro. Bye.
Mm-hmm.